The other day we talked about the difference between buying and leasing a car. Leasing is really the same thing as renting, right? But when we talk about a house, we don't talk about leasing a house, we talk about renting a house. So anybody have some, I know you can read, but does anybody have some ideas of why it might be better to rent a house? It could be cheaper. Also, if you know you're going to move, right? If you know you're only going to be somewhere for 6 months or a year, it would definitely be better to rent a house than to buy a house. Some of the reasons that we'd want to rent is that it's flexible. There's little to no maintenance work when you rent. You don't have to worry about your house or depreciating in value, and it requires less upfront cash. Some reasons that you'd want to buy a house is that you own it when you're done. You're building equity, which means as you pay your house mortgage down, you are actually earning extra money that you could take a loan against. You get a tax break. So the interest that you pay on a house loan, you actually get to write off on your taxes, and it's stable housing. So some of the cons would be on renting, that they can increase your rent payment. You don't earn any equity, there's no tax benefits, and you don't get to be creative. Lots of people complain that they don't get to like paint the walls of their house or do those kinds of things because they're renting. The cons for owning a house is that you're in charge of all your own maintenance and repairs. Another con is that it's hard to get the money out of a house quickly, which means it's not liquid. Liquid assets would mean you could get that money quickly. You have the potential of your house losing value. I've never seen that happen before. Houses almost always appreciate, but there is always that chance of it happening, and it requires a bunch of cash to buy. The average person on an average house loan has to put down 20% of the price of a house in order to buy a home. So if you're going to buy a house for $100,000 and you have to put 20% down, that would be a $20,000 down payment. So a lot of money to buy a house. Okay, so let's go and let's just do these math problems. Everybody up on calculator.net for me? You're ready to go on that? So on calculator.net, we're going to enter this information in so that we can figure out the price of a loan. So if you notice on here, I've told you the amount of money we're going to borrow. I've told you the interest rate, the length of the loan, and the down payment. So when you went to calculator.net, I'm going to move over on my screen to calculator.net. When you did that, the first thing you had to do was you had to go and choose the mortgage calculator right here. And then it brings up all these numbers for you. So in the housing spot right here, we put $450,000. The down payment I said was going to be at a 10%, so you're just going to put 10% there. The interest rate, we said it was a 30-year loan, so we're going to keep that at 30. The interest rate I put here on this problem was 3.9%, and then the start date and all that other stuff is going to stay the same. When you guys hit calculate on that loan, I'm assuming you already did that for me. Did you get the same number that I did, $19,010? Yeah. For today, let's round to the nearest dollar so you don't have to worry about the cents. Is that okay with everybody if we do that? So let's say that our monthly payment is $1,910. And we're just going to round that 26 cents. We're just going to drop it off because it was below 50 cents. And then we're going to go on. So if it's okay with you guys, I'm not going to be on calculator.net anymore. I'm going to let you do that math for me as we do the rest of the problems. So everybody's ready to help me with that? All right, the next one then, it says the cost of a house is $190,000. It's 6% interest rate. The length of the loan is 15 years, so make sure you change that. And then the down payment is 5%. So did you guys punch that in for me already? What'd you get? George, will you say it one more time?
1,523.
Thank you. Did someone else get that number just to verify that's the monthly payment? Okay, so this is actually the monthly payment. I need you to look one more time there and see if you can figure out what the total paid for the house was. So on calculator.net, I let me go over, I guess, one more time to show you where you look for it. If you look under the section that says house price, you see loan amount, you see down payment, and then you'll see where it says, on your guys's, it will say the total of 180 payments. Mine says 360 because it's from the last problem. But you see where it says the total of 180 payments, because yours was a 15-year loan. That's the total amount that you're going to pay for total for the house with the payments that you're going to make. So what does that amount say? It's a big number. So you guys, even though you only borrowed $190,000 for your house, 15 years later when you make that last payment, you will have paid $371,000 for your house. What do you think about that? Is that kind of crazy? Yeah. So you have to be careful on house loans when you're doing that, because the amount of money that you actually spend is quite a bit. Okay, next problem on the back. Again, make sure you're ready. You're going to just go and put this information in. We're going to answer a couple of questions. The first one is, what's the monthly payment? So the cost of the house is $220,000. Interest rate is 9.5%. Length of your loan is 30 years, and your down payment is 10%. So what's your monthly payment on this house? Did you say that? Is that, yeah, thank you. All right, guys, please stop talking. Thank you. If the person buying this house makes $130,000 a year, are they within their housing budget? Do you guys remember how we did housing budgets the other day? We took the amount of money that they made and we times it by the percent. So we're going to see if their housing budget falls within where their monthly payment is. So we're going to do $130,000 times 25%. And that's I guess I should make mention that this is per year and this is per month. So we could either go, I did per year here, so we're going to have to make this per year up here. Is it?
A little less than 29.
Yeah, so you're right. So 19,968, because what we did is we just took this and times it by 12 so that we were per year. So $19,000 per year on this, and then when we took this and we times this, times the 25%, we actually got $32,500. And then when we do the 130,000,
45,500.
thank you. So interestingly enough, to answer the question, are they in budget? Well, you guys, they're only spending right close to $20,000, and we show on our budget that they could spend $32,000 to $45,000 a year on their housing. So are they within budget? They're actually well under budget, huh? So the answer would be yes on this, because they're well under budget. So really what we did here was we used some math from the other day as well as some new math today, was using that loan calculator to figure out if they were in budget. Okay, next problem. We have the cost of the house, the interest rate, the length of the loan, and the down payment. We need to know what the monthly payment is, so go enter that in calculator.net for me. And then there's a question here that says, what is the amount of interest over the length of the loan? If you go down where we're finding the total amount for the loan, if you go the next line down, it says total interest. So you can look for it right there. But what did you get as the monthly payment when you entered this on calculator.net? 786.
36.
Oh, thank you. $736 per month, which is a really pretty nice house payment. And then we're going to find the interest paid over the length of the loan. And what did you get for that number?
39,420.
91?
30.
31.
Oh, 21. Sorry.
21? Did I say that? Did I write it right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for all your help. Okay, So again, most of the work today is on calculator.net, not really a problem to do this. My next question says this: if you borrow $225,000 and your property tax is $500, what percent is that? So I'm going to just rewrite this as a math problem. It says 500 is what percent of $225,000, and I just have to solve that for the percent number. So I'm going to take 500 and I'm going to divide it by 225,000. And I got 0.02222, 0.0022, like this forever. I need this as a percent though, so I move that decimal point 2 places and I get 0.22%. Did I do that right? Did someone else get that same number? Seems like earlier today I got 2%, not 0.2%. 500 divided by 225,000. Nope, I'm right. So their property tax is it's less than 1%. It's not that big. Okay. All right, last question on here. It says Cindy buys a house for $250,000 and puts down 10%. What is her down payment? So if her payment is $250,000 and she puts down 10%, her payment's going to be $25,000. And so then it says, well, how much is she going to need to borrow? Well, we would take that away from the $250,000, which would make that $225,000. Then the next question says, if the monthly payment is $1,074, how much will she really be paying after 30 years? So you just have to take this number, the 1,074. We're going to times it by 12 months per year and then times it by 30 years. And that will give us the total that she pays for the entire loan. Which is $386,640. So that's quite a bit to pay for a house when you're only paying $225,000 on the loan. So that says, well, that was with a 4% interest rate. If she can get a 3% interest rate on her monthly payment, it will drop to $949 per month. So how much will that be over the year? And then it says, how much would she save over the 4% loan if she could do that? So to figure out the total amount for the 30 years, again, we're going to do the $949, times it by the 12 months, times it by the 30 years. And when we do that, we get $341,640. So to find the difference, we're just going to subtract those. We'll do 386,640 minus the 341,640. And when you do that, 45,000 even?
Yeah.
Thank you. So she saved $45,000 over a 30-year loan by having a 1% interest difference.